Okay, so here we are. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. I'm Julia from the AI à la carte, and I have the pleasure to be here online with you with Auxane Boch from Thun. Auxane, I'm very, very glad to have you here on board for our quick chat. And maybe do you want to say a couple of words about yourself, who you are, and what makes you happy during the day?
Hi, thanks, Julia, for having me. And who I am. So, I'm a researcher at the Institute for Ethics in AI at the Technical University of Munich. So, I'm based in Germany. And what makes me happy during the day? Mostly video games and robots. I would say that's the main thing. I made it my job, so very happy about that.
Wow, so you made your job out of what makes you happy. That sounds like a secret recipe. And what exactly? Do you have robots that follow you during the day, or in which way?
I wish. No, but I work on social robotics and immersive realities and video games ethics. So that's interactional technologies ethics from a psychology perspective. So I do spend a lot of time actually looking at what's new. Can we interact with them? How do we interact with them? And what happens to us when we interact with them? So that then I can hopefully inform design of these technologies for them to be the best they can be for humans in an entertaining way, but also in a healthy way.
Wow, big scope. Sounds really a bit short. And since we are talking about in this session about robotics, humans, what is the role of ethics in all of that? So I'm asking that because I'm working in a biz tech consulting. We tend to have, let's say, technical mindsets that somehow need to provide the solution for a business. And in this business, who do we actually encounter are people. So this solution should fit with people, should fit with the culture, should fit with the users. And it doesn't go that far from what your reality made of robots and psychology actually should be combining together. What's your view on that?
So my view is that it's important to consider, as you were saying, that it's about humans at the end of the day, right? So the technology we're implementing for humans and with humans, whether it's in a business or when we produce a product. And therefore, there is an ethical question that comes from this, which is what is the impact of this technology from a micro and macro perspective? What is going to be the short, mid, long term impact on everything that relates to society and humans? Um, my part in that is more on the human individual and group size, but there is a lot to do in AI ethics and AI governance and technology ethics, technology governance on the more macro level and the more long-term level. So I think the first thing to do is to care, right? The first thing to do is to have a question about it. So what you're doing right now, which is, okay, what matters, why it matters, and where it matters. And then getting informed, getting educated about it. And I'm pretty sure everyone can do AI ethics and technology ethics, especially people who develop the technology, if we teach them, if they get the interest in what is the impact of the technology I'm doing today.
Fantastic. It sounds really like you are, I would say, on a very long track with these ideas. And I really loved that you mentioned the learning, because probably it's something that everyone should do, and no one should say, "Oh, I'm not touched by it." No one should be scared of really starting this learning journey. And it becomes even more relevant nowadays, where I would say, starting from February 2025, we have the EU AI Act, I would say, opening the door into its implementation phase.
Yeah.
And ethics is becoming a big word, not just a buzzword, also for companies. And there are many conversations there, many discussions. Business policymakers are into the loop. It sounds to me a healthy approach. But then sometimes when you go into the concrete case, into the business side, there is fear. And fear, I would say, that comes probably from still a lack of literacy on that.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to get more tips to be ethics ready, where should we start?
So I think literacy is a great word to start with. So to get ethics ready, I guess the first thing is to understand what is ethics in your specific context, in your specific use case. So first understanding your product and, as I was saying earlier, the potential impact it can have on a macro and a micro level. So and then define technologically what does that mean? Where could issues arise from? Is it going to be your training data? I mean, that's the one we hear about all the time, right? Is it going to be maybe the team you're hiring to develop that technology that might have some dark spots that they just are missing some points? Is it going to be for whom you develop it versus who's actually going to use it? Is it so it's everyone kind of is involved in that discussion. You're right. Everyone should have a say. Everyone should be discussing how and why and where should we put this technology. So I'd say that's the first step. So literacy. Then when it gets to maybe more practical outputs, we do have some standards that exist, right? I mean, ethics standards have been discussed for a while. The IEEE has a bunch of them that are more or less specific to specific technologies. ISO has some as well. So I would say that's also a good starting point when you don't know where to start. Start with the compliance, the standards compliance question. And get educated. Maybe get people in, get experts in to tell you about your specific use case and what do we know about them. Do your own research. What do we know about the impact of those technologies or those specific patterns of behaviors on humans or on groups or on systems, like in an organization? So yeah, that would be the two main things for me. Get educated, do your research, ask the right people, and on the other side, maybe look at what already exists when it comes to standards, when it comes to practical tools that we can already use. Yeah, and if you don't have in-house help, you can always get outside of house help, right? So you can always also ask external people for help.
And getting help, exactly. As I would say, we are really ending this quick conversation with some bright view and I would say also uplifting messages. So it's not, I would say, impossible getting those literacy. There are many initiatives. I mean, Auxane, you work at university, so you all know probably what can be done in order to push the literacy on that part and what can be a good way for having knowledge transfer. So if you have questions on that, reach out to Auxane, and I know that you have very interesting programs at the institute where you're working on. And then in terms of inputs that are already there, there is already a scene that it's quite large. So you get information and you can get access to those standards pretty easily. And then last point that I really love, getting help. You don't need to do all the homework yourself, but there is a growing ecosystem and infrastructure that is actually building up on those themes and topics. Auxane, it was fantastic talking with you today. Thank you for these wonderful tips and hints about AI ethics for business. Any final thoughts about your robots? What are they getting for holidays and Christmas?
Well, they're getting time off, I guess. Like all of us, they're getting to rest. Yeah, and everyone get a small social robot in their office. I swear it uplifts everyone's spirits.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, and with that, let me thank you again, and until the next time, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good.